How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid, which almost closed at 7.5% on the day. We saw a lot of strength coming into the tech sector. We'll talk about it further in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $23.62, being up 7.46%. On the low, it tested $22.13, and then on the high, testing $23.90. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 28.344 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 24.94 million shares. So what we noticed right away, we did have above average volume, and that's part of the reasons why we saw some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 43.11. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 100-day, the 50-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And it's very clear to see that Lucid does continue to be in a bear market, trading below all of our major moving averages. So what I want to show you guys in regards to the price action, we ended up seeing some strength. We reached a high of $23.90. So what this means for this bullish move to continue, we need to get to $25. We know how much that is a key level. And then once we get to 25, the next level you want to look for is around $27.50. This $28 area is going to be a psychological area for Lucid. So that is one thing you're going to want to take note of. If we end up having consolidation, then you want to see Lucid hold up $22. If it can't hold up $22, that's where we could start going back to testing lows right here around $20.63. But overall, in general, Lucid definitely did have a strong day. Let's see how it performs going into tomorrow. Let's take a look at the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent short interest information for Lucid. So for the off-exchange short volume ratio, it is at 56.16%. And then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 4.5 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 1.2 million, updated 2 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 12.36%. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 14th, it was at 60.58, and then for the close of the 15th being at 56.16. So one thing that is clear, Lucid does continue to have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we see on the inflow it's at 89.47, and then on the outflow it's at 154. So we had an outflow day, and keep in mind these numbers are in the millions. When we take a look at the large, it was 1.90. On the medium, it was 51.09, and then on the small, it was 36.48. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it was 54.40. On the medium, it was 67.33, and then on the small, it was 32.70. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, March the 16th, we had a negative outflow of 52.5 million. That is crazy. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 1.72%. So this continues to be a consistent range for Lucid. And one thing that was very clear, there was a lot of profit taking while it was running up. So it's going to be very interesting to see what it does going into tomorrow. We'll talk about it inside of into final thoughts, so let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for Lucid in regards to the price action, if you're looking for a further move to the upside, not only does it need to pass resistance at $24, but it's going to need to hold at least $25 before the end of this week. And if we're able to do that, then we could potentially see that push going to $27.50 and then dealing with resistance at $28. As far as for the downside is concerned, I don't see weakness unless we fall below $22, and that's where we could potentially get down to the $20 level that we visited on the previous day. But one thing that you want to make sure of though, if you are going to be trading this, respect those levels. And the reason why this is important, because you want to make sure that you're on the winning side of your trades. Also paying attention to the market conditions. As far as the news from the Fed meeting, it ended up being a mixed bag. First, we saw a strong sell-off inside of the market when they said, well, you know what, we can look forward to seeing 6 more hikes for this year, since we did have an increase of 25 basis points. And then after, as far as the reaction afterwards, there was a lot of buying, and then we had stocks picking back up. So just knowing this volatility is happening in the market, I just see this continuing going to Friday, knowing that we do have the quad witching. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, Lucid does continue to have short squeeze potential. So this is why you want to keep this play on your watch list, and knowing that we have the quad witching on the Friday, the volatility will continue and there will be many opportunities for you to be on the winning side of your trades. But again, make sure you obey the rules, know those support levels, no resistance. This is very key. You just don't want to go out there, buy a call or buy a put, and you're doing it at the wrong time, especially if you're not paying attention to the conditions in the market. As far as from what I see from Lucid, I don't see it getting above $30 by Friday. Just my personal opinion, but I do see it testing $20 again. So let's see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.